Alright, so here we are on lesson 17 from rates to ratios. So it says when given a rate, you can calculate the unit rate and associated ratios. You need to recognize that all ratios associated to a given rate are equivalent because they have the same value. Alright, so some keywords here: value, associated ratios, unit rate. Alright, so that's kind of what we're going to talk about today. So example 1 says write each ratio as a unit rate. So the ratio of miles to hours is 434 to 7. So to write it as a unit rate, we're looking for 1. Alright, so we need to convert one of them to be 1. So we're going to write 434. Alright, I fixed that. So I got my 434 over 7. And now we're going to try to find the unit rate. So we're going to divide both of these by 7. So we get 1 on the bottom, and 434 divided by 7, you can do it in the calculator. 434 divided by 7 equals 62. So we have 62 over 1, and that's the same thing as saying 62 miles per hour, or mph. Alright, part B says the ratio of laps to minutes is 5 to 4. And we want to write it as a unit rate, so first we're going to write it as 5 over 4. And now we want to get for 1 minute, so we're going to divide both numbers by 4. So we get 1 on the bottom, and now we'll do 5 divided by 4 in the calculator. 5 divided by 4 is 1.25. So we get 1.25 over 1, which is the same thing as saying 1.25 laps per minute. Okay, so remember that the unit rate is always usually for one of something: 1 hour, 1 minute, 1 item. Okay, so that's kind of what we're working towards. Example 2 says to complete the model below using the ratio from example 1, part B. So we're looking up here at part B. So the ratio, what they told us originally, was 5 to 4. Right, and we all know that. Now the unit rate is when we write it as a fraction, so that is the 5 over 4 part, and then the rate itself would be 5 over 4 laps per minute. Okay, so the rate has labels if you want to write yourself a little note. Okay, and the unit rate is the number. So if we move down here to number 3, it says Dave can clean pools at a constant rate of 3 over 5 pools per hour. So it asks for the ratio first. So the ratio, what they gave us, is 3 to 5. So 3 pools to 5 hours. Now it's asking how many pools can Dave clean in 10 hours. Alright, so we're going to go back and we're going to revisit our tape diagrams just so we don't forget. So we've got pools, and we've got hours. And we know the ratio was 3 pools to 5 hours. So we put 5 boxes on the bottom. Alright, and they told us, or they asked us about 10 hours. So we're circling the hours boxes, and all of this equals 10. We have 5 boxes, so we're going to divide by 5. So that means that 2 is going in every box. So fill those in. Okay, so now we have to answer the question. And the question said, how many pools can Dave clean? So this would equal 2 times 3, which is 6. So we can say that Dave can clean 6 pools. And that's our answer. Right, part C is pretty similar, but now they told us, they're asking us how long does it take Dave to clean 15 pools. So we're going to redraw our tape diagram. Pools and hours. We have 3 boxes for pools. 5 boxes for hours. Alright, and now it's asking us about 15 pools. So now we are circling the pools boxes. And this equals 15. and we have 3 boxes, so we're going to divide by 3. So that means that 5 goes in each box. And then we have to answer the question. It's asking us how long does it take him. So we know that there's 5 in each box, and we've got 5 boxes. So this is going to equal 25. So to answer the question, we would say that it will take Dave 25 hours. Okay, make sure to put that label in. Alright, so we're going to flip over to the next page now. And we've got a new example here, example 4. It says Emily can type at a constant rate of 1/4 pages per minute. Alright, so part A says what is the ratio of pages to minutes? So from up above, pages was 1 and minutes was 4, so the ratio is 1 to 4. Part B is asking, Emmeline has to type a 5-page article but only has 18 minutes until she reaches the deadline. Does she have enough time to type the article? Why or why not? Okay, so let's try using a double number line here. So we're going to draw our double number line first. Okay, and we're going to have pages on the top. And then we will have minutes on the bottom. So we know that we always start with 0, right? Let's draw in 5 lines for now. See if that's enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we know, based on the original ratio, that she can type 1 page in 4 minutes. So that's our value, and that's our first line. So across the top, we're going to add 1 every time, so it'll be 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now across the bottom, we're going to add 4 every time, so we'd have 8, 12, 16, and 20. We'll stop for there and see if that's enough. So it says that she has to type a 5-page article, so we're going to go to 5 pages, but she only has 18 minutes. And by looking at our double number line, it's going to take her 20 minutes to type 5 pages. So our answer will be no, she doesn't have enough time. Because it will take her 20 minutes. Okay, so that's part B. Part C says Emmeline has to type a 7-page article. How much time will it take her? So we're going to redraw our double number line. So same thing here. We're going to have to add a few lines onto it this time. So we have pages on the top, minutes on the bottom. Alright, and let's draw in 7 lines this time. Alright, we know our first 5, so pages was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we can add 6 and 7. Start with 0 for minutes, and then we were going by 4. So 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, and 28. So they're asking us, she has to type a 7-page article. So that means we are looking over here at 7 pages. How long will it take her? Well, we see that it'll take her 28 minutes, so that's our answer. So we will just put it will take her 28 minutes. Okay, so that's number 4. One more example here I want to try. So number 5 says Xavier can swim at a constant speed of 5/3 meters per second. So what's the ratio of meters to seconds? We know that it's 5 to 3 based off of what they told us. So part B says Xavier is trying to qualify for the national swim meet. To qualify, he must complete a 100-meter race in 55 seconds. Will Xavier be able to qualify? Why or why not? So this time I want to use tables. Okay, so we've used all of our resources that we've been practicing. So in our tables, we will have meters, and we will have seconds. Okay, so first, why don't we look at the value of the ratio based off of what they told us from above. The value, right, is just 5 meters over 3 seconds. So that'll be our first line in our table. We'll have 5 and we will have 3. So if we were going down, we would have 10 and then we'd have 6. So we're adding 5s on the left every time. Plus 5 and then plus 3 on the other side. So they're asking us about a 100-meter race. So if we're trying to look at 100 meters, put that right below here, and we're looking up above here, it was 10 meters in 6 seconds. So now for 100, I've just added that 0 here, multiplied by 10, right? So for seconds, that means it would be 60. So is that enough time to qualify? The answer is no, he won't qualify. Because it would take him 60 seconds and he needs to make it in 55. Alright, so that's part B. Part C says Xavier is also attempting to qualify for the same meet in the 200-meter event. To qualify, Xavier would have to complete the race in 130 seconds. Will he be able to qualify? Why or why not? So if we put our table back in here, we have meters. And we have seconds. Okay, so our first line, right, we had 5 and we had 3. We looked at, we said 10 was 6 seconds. 100 we discovered was 60. Alright, so now we're asking about a 200-meter event though. So now we can look at the table above and we can use kind of the same steps we took before. So going from 100 to 200, right, we added 100 or we multiplied by 2. So we can do the same thing here. So 60, we would add 60 or we multiply by 2, so we would get 120 seconds. Okay, so they want to know, he'd have to finish it in 130 seconds. Would he qualify? Yes, he would qualify. Alright, so I know we've done a lot of different things, but we've used all our resources in these examples. So if you flip over to the next page, we're going to do number 6 in class all together. Alright, but I do want you to fill out this box down here. Try this on your own. And you can bring that into class. And we will go over any questions you might have tomorrow.